Hi everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're finally going to be compiling an apparently viewer favorite video, and that's the episode 4 of series that covers Skyrim mods that in one shape or form increase immersion levels for the player and just makes the role-playing experience a little bit more enjoyable. As we did mention in the past, immersion on itself is quite subjective, and it could technically be attached as a descriptor to almost anything that improves your gameplay experience. However, for me, immersion is best enabled and enhanced when the role-playing elements of the game have been improved. Today's immersion mods are going to have that exact theme, where we will take a look at the mods that simply make their role-playing experience a little bit more interesting and varietal, making you come back for your 30th playthrough. Additionally, I'd like to mention that some of these mods are new, while others have been around for quite some time, and they are my personal favorites, with them being added to my own personal load order upon discovery. Lastly, as we all know it, Skyrim is a province that belongs to the Nords, and what better sentence can I use as a completely seamless segue for this video sponsor, NordVPN. As a small creator and somebody who's been using VPN services for quite some time, I was very pleased to have NordVPN sponsor this video, as their services offer exactly what I personally need and what I'm more than happy to offer to my modest audience. In a world where online privacy is unfortunately shrinking and where restrictions keep getting introduced, you should do your best to protect yourself online. NordVPN, as a leading VPN provider, offers over 5,300 servers in 59 different countries, keeping your identity private and safe without slowing you down. The personally favorite feature of mine offered by Nord is its ease of access and how it interacts with streaming services, allowing me with a single mouse click to virtually change my location and opening access to country-exclusive services. Maybe you're like me living in Europe, and that same mouse click can provide a full access of Netflix library exclusive to the United States. Additionally, Nord can also help you bypass those bothersome YouTube videos not available in certain countries. One mouse click location change and you're all set. So go to nordvpn.com/syngaming. There is a special deal where every purchase of a 2-year plan will get you 1 additional month free. Go to the link down below or use code syngaming to get a 2-year plan plus 1 additional month for free with a huge discount. Huge thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. With the introduction and release of the amazing Dynamic Animation Replacer mod, a mod that dynamically replaces actors' animations depending on various conditions, there have been a huge amount of mods that take advantage of this amazing tool, introducing animations to the game never thought to be possible before. One such mod that has been somewhat recently released, and that gained a huge traction in a small span of time with its publishing, is the mod Immersive Interactions. This mod enhances every player's role-playing experience, brings life to the player character and the world they interact with by introducing conditional animations appropriate for the action performed. With this mod, the player character will perform context-aware animations, and done so organically, meaning that all animations included are dynamic, smooth, and become a simple part of your gameplay adventure. The mods seem to have been inspired by Red Dead Redemption 2, whereby world interactions have more weight, feel more real, and have been introduced to the game within Skyrim's engine's limitation. Let's take a look at some of the examples and showcase the animations included to make your decision of picking up this mod more informed. We'll start off with a simple one, opening doors. Rather than simply just teleporting into a different cell, a small and fast animation will be played where the character will reach out with their hand and slightly nudge the door, simulating appropriate action for the moment. Quite simple, yet does so much to bring life to your character. Or touching standing stones dotted across Skyrim's lands. The player character will now physically touch the stones themselves, representing direct interaction with these magical objects before receiving powers and ability to rewrite their own fate. Similarly, praying at shrines and dedicating a part of your spiritual self to a divine of your choice will simply play a praying animation, suitable for the moment and seamless in its presentation. My favorite part of this mod is how much life it brings to the player character when interacting with the world's inhabitants, taking relationship status into the account, making your heroic achievements throughout your journey more believable and worthwhile. For example, every kind-hearted Dragonborn has eventually decided to take a minute or two to greet many children around Skyrim, and with this mod, upon taking that action, the player character will look down and playfully wave hello. Children will respond with 4 different reactions, each representing their personality, while excluding some inappropriate moments out of the mix for complete consistency. In a more serious tone, addressing Jarls of Skyrim will trigger a subtle salute, making this interaction more meaningful. Similarly, reporting to a Civil War commander, a different kind of salute will animate before engaging into a conversation. Animations chosen are appropriate according for which faction's cause you've chosen to fight for. Additionally, upon becoming a Thane of a certain hold, guards of that region will provide that same respect that you deserve for your heroic actions performed. A more light-hearted interaction can be performed at Taverns of Skyrim, where the player character can applaud bards as they are performing. Just not for Karita. Never for Karita. Further, as a lot of us prefer having a follower with us at all times, to the point where the community has created some incredible characters to have at our side, this mod enhances your growing relationship with your sidekick with appropriate animations. If not in combat and its stance, your trusty follower will briefly and subtly salute you as if saying, "Right behind you, my friend." This particular animation makes the next one all the more heartbreaking, as there is also a mourning animation included that plays upon the same follower's death. Generous adventurers, or perhaps greedy ones looking to obtain Gift of Charity blessing, can interact with beggars and abandoned veterans and immersively give them a much appreciated handout. There is also a spouse interaction added, where the player character will occasionally give them a much needed and warm embrace deserved. As far as interacting with objects in the world and performing frequent actions that take up most of your gameplay experience, such as looting, this mod has got you covered as well. Interacting with lootable containers plays a small hand-reaching animation. This particular animation's speed can be edited and adjusted to your personal taste. Additionally, picking up items has been further polished, where the character will extend their hand higher or lower depending on the location of the item. Harvesting flowers and ingredients will be performed with the bending down action, simulating plucking, and its speed is determined based on the player character's alchemy level. Looting animals and NPCs come with their own individual animations and differ in their presentation. Looting animals has a knife-wielding cutting animation included, simulating skinning, and is quite appropriate for the moment, while NPC looting will be more simple and straightforward. The mod also includes animations for you cut purses out there and adds a very cool pickpocketing character moveset, appropriately representing care and precision needed to cleanly perform this task. Lockpicking animations has also been added, and both of these are short and played before performing an action itself. There are also special interactions added with this mod, and they are not only visual but also quite useful for your gameplay. Wood piles are now interactable, and player character will be able to simply pick up wood for their crafting needs, or pick up straw from a bale if you have any use for them. Additionally, filling up a bottle of ale is now possible by interacting with kegs around inns in Skyrim. And interact with practice dummies to have your player character warm up and get their blood pumping before venturing out to clear out a cave of pesky bandits and grant themselves a temporary boost to health and stamina. And lastly, there is a small bundle of animations included with the latest update that mostly focus on player interaction with objects found throughout various tombs and crypts. These are actually quite amazing, and they vary from puzzle pillar interaction, lever interaction, barred doors interaction, and claw door puzzles that comes with 5 different animations. If you're still not convinced about this mod, I've saved the best for last. With immersive interactions, your player character will now be able to pet dogs and horses. All of these animations seamlessly play without editing anything within the world itself, therefore its compatibility with other mods is almost granted. Further, some animations will be enhanced in their presentation and gameplay if installed alongside some other community creations, such as Simply Knock and Skyrim Souls. The mod also includes an MCM menu, where you can pick and choose animations of your choice, while additionally providing other customizability for full user control. Next up, we have another recently released mod created by the same mod author, and its creativity and implementation definitely deserve a spotlight. The mod in question is Skyrim's Got Talent Improve as a Bard. As you could probably take away from the name of the mod, this unique creation enhances instrument playing elements and adds some cool and quite comedic systems within the player character's progression as a bard. As is the theme of this full video, the usefulness of this mod simply boils down to role-playing elements and some minor buffs and debuffs, so keep in mind that gameplay-wise, the mod does not change a lot. Its primary use and an idea behind it is to provide a light-hearted activity for the player character, while at the same time introducing minor progression system to make your growth as a bard more immersive. Additionally, due to its requirement being a BA Bard Songs mod, a mod that introduces hundreds of new songs made and approved for usage by some amazing and talented artists, you can expect to have a lot more songs played by various bards around Skyrim. Just not for Karita. Never for Karita. However, to make the progression meaningful, with this mod, player character will start in Karita's footsteps, whereby songs performed will be quite awful, followed up with a comedic inhabitants reaction, all utilizing in-game voice assets. This progression has 5 different ranks, and as the player character improves through practice or by paid lessons from other bards in Skyrim, access to new songs will be unlocked, and advancing all the way to the master levels will provide additional buffs and benefits. The mod is really simple as that, it's light, it doesn't intrude with your general gameplay, and it's a fun addition to have for those that enjoy inserting a particular personality in their player characters. Moving on to a mod that has recently received a big update in its design and scripting for increased quality and implementation, and that's the mod Sunhelm. Survival mods tend to be hit or miss depending on the player, however, I personally consider them an essential part of role-playing experience, especially if implemented in a subtle and lightweight way. As most of us are aware, mods like I Need, Frostfall and few others have been the top choices for survival and needs elements. However, as the time went by, these mods aged, and the new creations came out that improve or perhaps approach the design philosophy from a different angle. Sunhelm in particular is an all-in-one survival and needs mod, and it attempts to bridge a gap between amazing but too complex and script-heavy, and lightweight but not extensive in features offered. As you would imagine, Sunhelm introduces need systems that includes hunger, thirst and fatigue, completely overhauls diseases, adds hypothermia system, includes customizable widgets for all needs and temperature status, and has an inbuilt support for few popular community creations for maximum compatibility. The mod attempts to stay as streamlined as possible while including these features, and additionally enables their customization via MCM menu that offers full user control. How the mod approaches its implementation per each of these needs introduced are quite extensive in their description, which I will skip to keep the video interesting. However, do note that from my experience of using it for a couple of dozens of hours, the mod actually felt like it came with the original game. Cold systems are less aggressive than Frostfalls and generally seem to be less intrusive and more fun to work with, while the needs work well without any issues, just like any other popular needs mod. The mod also offers a skill tree with their own perks as an optional plugin, which passively provide a feeling to the player of becoming better at handling harsh climates of the province. Overall, the mod itself is not anything unique, however, potentially the current best option that you can use if you're interested in adding survival elements to your gameplay. Next, we're going to take a very brief look to a mod called Immersive Spell Learning. As all of us are aware, learning spells in Skyrim is pretty straightforward and quite unrealistic, whereby the player character would immediately learn a spell of their choice by simply devouring the tome in the process. For the sake of immersion, we can't allow that, which is where this mod comes in and introduces studying period before mastering the said spell. It's really simple as that. The mod doesn't introduce any gameplay elements, just makes a small change where the player character can choose to turn the spell into notes, which can be further studied in a spare time. The time necessary to master the given spell is affected by players' knowledge in the corresponding schools of magic and its difficulty. The mod is compatible with all magic mods you have installed as it's an SKSC plugin, it's fully animated, includes immersive messages or think to yourself messages for extra immersion points. It works great with other mods that enhances and improves reading books, so coupled with few other creations created by the community, can be turned into a meaningful and progressive activity. Shifting gears and another brief visit to a different type of mod that I've recently found about, and although subtle and not noticeable on the surface, does a lot to improve your roleplay elements whilst interacting with the world and their inhabitants. The mod is called FK's Diverse Racial Skeletons, which introduces all playable races with unique skeleton meshes and custom racial height modifiers. This simply means that depending on the race encountered, no longer will every single NPC have the same height and bone structure, with a simple weight slider support providing skinnier and bulkier bodies. Instead, every race will have their own unique skeleton, providing variety of different heights, body structure, and symmetry. This mod takes lore into the account, where the height have been based off of Morrowind's lore. For example, High Elves would be represented with a towering height suitable to their arrogant nature, while Nord and Orcs will have noticeably bulkier physique and stature. For the comparison's sake, Here's a male Nord next to a wood elf. As you can see, the stature difference is quite noticeable, and this adds so much to the world of Skyrim and has easily become one of my favorite mods that I've personally found in 2021. And finally, the most immersive and lore-friendly armor that was released 10 days ago absolutely deserved to make the list of this video, and that's the Imperial Guard Centurion armor. As showcased in the background, this armor is a unique looking and also a lore-friendly set based on the same version from the Elder Scrolls Online universe, and its appearance and design greatly portrays a disciplined, battle-hardened Centurion that will be the every Stormcloak's nightmare. The armor was designed with perfect blend between cloth and steel, with amazingly detailed engravings and my favorite, Spartan-inspired helmet. The set works on both males and females, and next to the regular pieces that come with every armor set, author included a cloak, a sword, and a shield. All pieces carry the same theme, blend extremely well together, and can be crafted at any forge as long as the player possesses a steel smithing perk. With this armor mod introduction, all filthy Imperials can at least look cool while losing a war against a superior faction. And with that, we'll be closing our 4th episode of Immersive Mods. Please do me a favor, let me know if these Immersive Mod episodes are still your favorites, as your feedback through likes and comments are immensely valuable for future content's direction. As always, please make sure to support the authors and their creations by clicking that endorse button, and consider subscribing to this channel if you find any entertainment value in these showcases. Follow me on Twitter and join my Discord if you want to chat with me, or just simply want to partake into community interaction where you can get help with modding, and where a lot of the new ideas for mods, mod showcase, and videos take place. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.